Welcome to the FOC show. If you don't know what FOC is, it is a final order cutoff. And what that means is basically all the comic book stores have to order their books 4 weeks in advance, like 4 weeks before they release. Not the week before, not like the day before, 4 whole weeks. So we do an FOC show so you guys can kind of see like what covers and stuff are coming out, what books are coming out. You can put in requests. It is the best way to guarantee your books that you want for FOC, because if you request it, when we order it, we can take into account your requests in the orders. So if you want something crazy like 10 copies, every single variant, actually if you want every single variant for Amazing Spider-Man #1, it's more than 10 copies. There's 12 variants and you will see them once I get to the Marvel part of this show. But if you want every single copy of Amazing Spider-Man #12 or #1 and you let us know, we can do it for you because we'll be able to take you into account with the orders. Also, hi Daryl, it is good to see you. What do you think of Batman without spoilers? Because that'd be bad. Real quick, just before I start the show, Brendan wants to make sure I talk about March Madness, which every day of the month we're doing a different sale. We have tons of calendars in store. Today, it's all paints and brushes or buy 5, get the 6th one free. And then tomorrow, it's going to be buy 1, get 1 free on all of the all-age section books, which is my section. I recently redid that section. So you should definitely come get your all-ages books. We have some cute ones. If you want to get your little kids or like even your older kids into comics, like best way to do it. Also, March 19th is our anniversary party. I agree, Daryl. Robert Pattinson's Batman is like my boy. I love him. He was so great. I was so not optimistic, and then it was like a good movie. But March 19th, 1 year relocation anniversary, is going to be like a party. We're going to have a sidewalk sale, which a lot of y'all absolutely loved last time. So definitely make sure to do that. And to put in your FOC request, I know I'm kind of jumping back and forth between like 20 million subjects, but you just send an email to my email, and then I'll see them, and I'll put your requests down on the list, and me and Danny will make sure that we order them for you. But I'm going to start because there's a lot of slides. So, yeah. 3 things you don't want to miss, as always. Shadow War Alpha #1. I hate crossovers, but I am so excited for Shadow War. Like, it's going to be so good. It's only crosses over with 3 different books: Deathstroke, Inc., Batman, and Robin. So it's not going to be this whole like crossover with all these spin-offs and all that kind of craziness. There's a one-shot alpha, there's the 3 crossovers, and then I think there's an omega to end it off, and that's it. But specifically with this alpha, this #1 one-shot, it is a first appearance of a new DCU villain called Angel Breaker. The writer, Williamson, tweeted about it yesterday, which is how I know, because I follow him notifications on Twitter because I'm so invested in the things he writes. But she gets sent out by Talia to kill Deathstroke and Deathstroke Inc. once Raish dies. She looks really cool. Like, she's kind of a sick villain. But I'm really excited for Shadow War. So make sure you order it if you want it. These are, oh wait, crap. These are the 2 covers. I really like the second one. And the first one, honestly, because it has Talia. But it is super cool. Also, hi, DC. Also, I already did that. You told me to do that last night, and I did it. But Strange #2 is the next thing that, like, you shouldn't miss. Because it has a Spider-Man variant where he's doing, like, the Strange thing. And I just feel like that's going to be a super hot cover for some reason. I think it looks really cool. But I also think it's strange that they're putting Spider-Man on, like, all of the covers for everything, because there's been a few Spider-Man variants. But, I mean, whatever. Marvel does what Marvel does, you know? Also, hi, Sage. Step by Play Step #2 is what I put for the independent thing you don't want to miss, because I love this book. It has no words. It's like a story told through pictures, and it's going to have a Momoko variant for the 2nd issue, which I'm sure is going to be adorable. So I'm very excited. Again, because, like, I like to have the separation. You put in your request by emailing me, or you can send a message to our Facebook page, and that also will put in your request. But you can also email me And that is like the 100% way to make sure, because I don't get a ton of emails. So I always see the ones I get. Well, originally we had it as like the store's email, but the store's email gets so many emails that I was like worried about missing things, so I changed it. But going into just the general DC, there's a Batman FaZe Clan one-shot, which I debated even really putting on here, to be completely honest. If you also, hi Manny, rude but hello. If you are into esports at all, you probably know who FaZe Clan is. If you are not into esports, you probably don't. They're an esports team. They play Rainbow Six Siege sometimes, which is how I namely know them. But all of the B through E covers connect with each other, which you can kind of tell because I made sure to lay it out. Like, you can see Riddler staff connects in the first two, and then you can see the wing on the right side of C that goes into D, and then D going into E. And I think they're really cool, even though I'm just like a little annoyed that FaZe Clan is getting written into the Batman universe. Mainly because I wish it was me, and I can't believe it's FaZe Clan. I just feel like I need to get really good at Siege to be put into a Batman book now. Flashpoint Batman Night of Vengeance #1. This is, like, I say the word tie-in loosely, but Flashpoint Beyond, which is getting ready to start, kind of plays off of this. Like, this is going to be tied in to Flashpoint Beyond. I'm really excited for Flashpoint Beyond. Also, Sage, I don't really know. My gut is saying Tim Drake, because I feel like Damian would look a little more like, you know? But why would they put Tim Drake on a cover? You know, they don't do that. Anyways, Night of Vengeance, Flashpoint Beyond. It's Thomas's like origin story from the original Flashpoint, for all of you who read it. I really like that the backside of this cover has like the Wayne Casino logo and the dice. I think that's really neat. I'm into it. Swamp Thing #11, which I put on here super specifically for some Swamp Thing fans that I know watch this show. I really like these covers. The Flashpoint Beyond tie-in, Daryl. I'm assuming probably the Flashpoint Beyond tie-in. I'm grabbing sticky notes. I should have prepped better. I got you down, Daryl. But I had last night, someone described the B cover to me as old school Swamp Thing. So if you like old school Swamp Thing, that cover is it for you. Also, DC, I have you down for all of them. I already had you down, but I'm writing you again anyways. War for Earth 3 #2. Also, I have to double check. I don't remember off the top of my head if there is DC, to be fair. War for Earth 3 #2. These are the two covers. If you read War for Earth 3 #1, you know what's going on. This is another kind of tie-in event that ties in with like Suicide Squad, Titans United, all that kind of stuff. They're fighting over Earth 3 in like the multiverse, which is pretty neat. But these are the two covers for that. So put in your requests while you can. Going into Marvel, Amazing Spider-Man #1. There are 4 slides for this single book. There's 12 covers, so I'm going to go through them slow to make sure everyone can see them. But if you miss anything, just rewind after, because there's a lot, and there's a lot to take in. Because there's some good covers. There's an art germ, which I love. It's Mary Jane and Black Cat. I think that one's going to be super hot when it comes out. Badgley is obviously always super solid. Bengal is a connecting variant. I love Rose Besh. I'm not even like a huge Spider-Man fan, and I'm like obsessed with that cover. Rose Besh is probably easily one of my top 5 artists of all times now. I've really come to like her work. And Hyuk Lee, obviously. The Gleason Webhead variant, I also think is going to be really hot because it has Queen Goblin on it, and so far, like, all the Queen Goblin covers for the current ongoing Spider-Man has been, like, hot covers. There's a Davis variant, there's a Romina Jones variant, which is Mary Jane as Spider-Man. Also, yes, I took it back, Daryl. But there's a lot of covers. I was a little overwhelmed preparing the Marvel part of this presentation last night because there was a lot. I definitely have favorites, though, and I'm already kind of suspecting what I think will be the most popular out of all of them. And I hope I'm right. I like when I'm right. That's the second 3, and that's the third 3. And now I'm continuing. Oh, wait, there's a whole other page. I forgot there was a 4th slide. There's also a Momoko, a Ramos, and a Scotty Young, as always. I like the Scotty Young. I also like the Momoko. It wouldn't be a Marvel book without a Momoko. Also, Manny, do you want the Scotty as well? I forgot to switch to this slide. But I feel like it's a safe bet that you want the Scotty, to be fair. Yeah. I respect you for getting the Besh one, though. I love the Besh one. Scotty. Bam. ASM number 1. But this book, we are going to have a decent amount. But if you are super in love with a specific cover, please let us know so we can make sure that we have that specific cover for you. There's obviously, with this, like, volume of different covers, because there's a lot of them, we're going to have to pick and choose which we have the most of for the wall necessarily. But if you request it for FOC, we can make sure to do it for you. Also, Daryl, I'm getting this down for you as well. And that's the second one, Daryl, for you. Also, Sage, easily Batman. 200%. That's not even a question for me. I'm such a Batman simp. I have you down for all of them, Daryl. Anyways, off topic of Amazing Spider-Man number 1. Manny, I'm glad you're here. Deadpool is getting a... Also, Daryl, after the show, you can always rewind and then send them in an email to me. This is supposed to be a 15-minute show, and I'm already at 13 minutes, and I'm only on the second Marvel slide, and there's a lot, so I want to try to make sure that I can show everything. But you can always look back. It's okay. So that's a really good question, Manny, because I read the solicitation and it was a little, like, not precise. But then I went and looked at, like, all of the Deadpool stuff in Penguin, and there's 4 currently listed, like, up to issue 4 for this. I would love to be able to tell you 100% if it was, like, a mini or, like, what it is. But there is at least 4. I'd like to think that it's only going to be 4, but this is the number 1 for it. There's only the 1 cover, which I thought was surprising for it being like a multiple issued book, but it's going to exist. So if you're interested, let us know. It's just a standalone Deadpool series. But I tried to do my research into this one. Marvel was just not eager to give me answers for it. Double J number 6, I put on here super specifically because it has a spoiler variant. The spoiler variant is not going to look like that when it comes out. It will have, like, some character on it or something that's a spoiler. But I feel like typically when there's a spoiler variant, it ends up being, like, a super hot book and a key of some sort. I also thought the A cover and the connecting variants were super cool, so they probably would have been on here anyways. But anytime I see, like, a spoiler variant or, like, a foreshadowing variant or something like that, I want to put it up in case it ends up being, like, the new hot book. Moon Knight number 10 has a Spider-Man variant. I actually really like this Spider-Man variant. It just looks really cool. I like how his cape looks like crystally and he's all white, but he's like in the Spider-Man pose. I like Badgley a lot, Manny. I think he does really good. I've liked all of his covers that I've like been putting on the FOC shows. I think he's just really solid. Like he has a very like comic art style, I feel. Spectacular Spider-Man number 1, Facsimile Edition. It's the 3rd ever ongoing series featuring Spider-Man. If you have one of these in like a CGC case somewhere and you're like, dang, I really want to read that book, this is how you read that book. Get your reader copies. Also, I'm putting you down for that, Jared. Spider-Man Midnight. Down. Spider-Punk number 1. This is, I think it was a. I'm hesitant to say that I think it's a mini. I feel like in my bones that I read that it was a mini, but I read a lot of solicitations yesterday. I can give an update on that later. But I like these covers. It's just Spider-Punk. It's a different Earth that a different Spider-Man is defending, and he wears Converse and has like spikes in his head, and I think that's cool. So, I got you, Daryl. Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 22. I also put up here because Star Wars books have been popping off lately with being hot. I get very nervous with them when I start seeing like Traitor of the Dawn, Knights of Ren, Warrior of the Dawn variants, because typically those are the hot ones. So if you're really set on having those, please, please, please let us know so we can guarantee them for you, because they are probably something that I am guessing, obviously, like I don't know 100% for sure, but historically those have been the ones that just fly off the shelf with these titles. Specifically, Bounty Hunters and Crimson Reign. I'm getting ready to show Crimson Reign. There's like a lot of Crimson Reign covers for this next issue, which makes me think that it's going to be a little bit of an important book. As you can see, literally starting off with all the... I put the A cover and then the 2 that I think are going to be the hottest just right on the first slide. Traitor of the Dawn variant and a Knights of Ren variant. I really like both. They're very red toned. I have been down for the Knights of Ren variant since day one. I'm literally, if you've been in the store at any point where me and Danny have been doing FOC, you have probably heard me telling him that he needs to order up on the Knights of Ren variants because they're cool. And the Knights of Ren variants end up being super hot. There's a movie that's rumored for the Knights of Ren eventually within the next few years, and technically all of these covers are their first cover appearances in a comic book, which is super sick. These are the last 2 for Crimson Reign. One of them is a connecting variant, and the other is a Warriors of the Dawn variant, and I just really wanted to make sure to show these off because I feel like they're going to be hot, because they typically are. Oh, wait, just kidding. There's 2 more. There's a Fam Syndicate variant and an Enemies of the Dawn variant. Why would there only be 5? Why would that be enough, you know? There needs to be 7. The Thing number 6 I threw up because the last issue of The Thing that released was super hot. I also just really like these variants. The A cover is cool. XForce number 27. I can't remember if this is the only slide for it, but there's a decent amount of covers for this one. I really like the Weaver promo variant. I like the colors. I think it's really cool. Also, hi, Gabriel. There's a Spawn in the independent part of this FOC that I put here for you, so you can tell me what cover you want. But yeah, oh, I went too fast. X-Force. Cool book. Cool variants. I like the purples in the last one. X-Men 92. House of something. I don't know how to even begin to say what house this is, but it's a number 1. I I like these covers. I like the Williams variant the most out of the three. I feel like it looks the most like 90s X-Men out of the three of them, which is what this book is supposed to be about. But it's a new X-Men book, so if you like X-Men, you probably want to check it out. Speaking of new X-Men books, X-Men Red #1. Wait, is that actually 92 in Roman numerals? If it is, that's embarrassing. That I didn't know that. But it's fine. I'm fine. Continuing. We're gonna pretend that didn't just happen. Thank you though, Jerry. For X-Men 92, Daryl. I'm assuming. Yes, there wasn't one on this one. So it was definitely X-Men 92. But X-Men Red #1, once again, some super sick covers. I don't even have a favorite out of these three because I think they're all just really good. New X-Men book. If you like X-Men, probably another thing you definitely want to check out. I was surprised about the amount of X-Men on this FOC. There was a lot more than normal, but I mean, I'm not mad about it. These covers are cool. There's 2 more covers for X-Men Red, a Momoko, obviously. What would it be if it wasn't a Marvel #1 with a Momoko cover, you know? She's just everywhere. I love her, though, so I'm not complaining. Hulk Grand Design Madness #1 is going to be the next Grand Design book in the like Grand Design series, I say hesitantly. It's not really a series because each one that starts is, again, a #1. There was one that we FOC'd a while ago that hasn't come out yet, which is another reason that I put this specifically on the show, because normally we can kind of gauge our order numbers based off of how much like our customers have bought and like the response to it. But they're having us FOC this before the other one has even come out. So it would just be nice to know and really helpful to know. Also, speaking of Hulk, this isn't a slide, but it's just a note that I want to make. For Hulk #6, we would really, 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 really appreciate it if you let us know if you're interested or not. We would like to try to do something crazy with Hulk #6, but we need the backup with knowing how many people are interested before we fully commit to taking that dip. It doesn't FOC for another 2 weeks, so there isn't a rush. I will definitely be talking about it on the FOC show once we are FOCing it, but I definitely just wanted to bring it up. Me and Danny had talked about me bringing it up. I will probably talk about it on every show leading up to it actually FOCing, because I think it would be cool if we could do what we want to do, but it depends on like customer interests and stuff, obviously. Also, Gabe, here is your Spawn. I really love this V cover. I think it's really cool. It feels very Halloween to me, like both the covers do, with the whole orange and black like color theme that they're going with. But I do like it, and I put it here for all my Spawn readers, which is Gabe, because I like to know what covers he wants. And that is the whole FOC show. So definitely feel free to go back to everyone. I know a lot of you have put in requests already, but anything that you missed or that I went kind of fast by, you can always rewind. You can see the slides. If you email me and like ask for me to send you my slides, I can just send you the slides. I will do literally whatever in my power to make sure you guys can make your FOC requests, because it is so helpful on like an unknowable level to kind of know what people are wanting as we're FOCing it instead of just trying to guess. But yeah, just remember to send your emails to my email or send us a Facebook message and let us know what you want and put your orders in. But that is it for today. So have a great day, you guys. I hope everyone enjoyed the Batman movie, and if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it, because I love complaining about things, and I can't even complain about this movie. Also, Gabe, I'm putting you down for it. Somehow I knew you'd want the B cover, so I'm glad that you were on the same wavelength with it. But yeah, I'm going to end now. So have a great day, you guys. Goodbye. If I can get my mouse to work. Okay, there we go.